Coimbatore is the second largest city in Tamil Nadu,
Yeah.
right, after Chennai, and fourth largest IT hub across South India. Top 10 cities in India with 84% literacy rate, right? And if you talk about talent pool, you have top 100 plus institution
Yes.
for higher education,
Yes.
and 150k people get graduated
Every year.
every year,
Yeah.
right? And talk about MSMEs, you have close to 25k MSMEs here,
Yeah.
right? 150 MNCs operates out of Coimbatore,
So,
right? These are the facts which is not transparent to the world. Coimbatore is suitable for only +1 centers. When you talk about +1 center, I have a larger center in tier 1 cities.
yeah.
How about having a +1 center in Coimbatore, maybe as a shadow or as a backup center and all that. But that was the original thought even for our own organization when we started. But honestly, it cannot be sustained for longer. Every time in IT, people expect after every 3 years, I need a promotion. Right? The promotions are looked at merely a title. I was a software engineer, I wanted to be a lead. I'm a lead, I wanted to be a manager. I'm a manager, I wanted to be this. These are the roles, right? So in GCC, when we build, when we operate, we need to seriously look at hire right people for attitude, then technology.
Hi everyone, welcome to yet another episode of Dexian Talks, GCC series Coimbatore, an initiative by Dexian India. Today we bring to you conversations and leaders who are shaping the future of the Global Capability Center and the enterprise innovation. Today we're very excited to have with us Mr. Ravichandran Durairajan. He comes with over 3 decades of experience in global technology leadership, GCC strategy, digital transformation, and the establishment of world-class centers of excellence. Joining him will be Mr. Fredricks John, the GCC Advisor at Dexian India. Looking forward to the conversation.
Ravi, welcome to this edition of Dexian Talks. We are honored to have you on board for this session.
Thank you so much, Frederick. Being very honest, it is my privilege and pleasure to be here and talking about my close to heart topic.
Okay.
That you talk about GCC, that too in Coimbatore.
Yes.
That's exactly my...
Right. You've been one of the strongest advocates for GCC growth in Coimbatore. Even before COVID, you have got together tech heads of companies here and started promoting GCCs. You brought Everest here. You've worked with NASSCOM to promote Coimbatore as a GCC destination. What makes this the right moment to promote Coimbatore to emerge as a major GCC destination?
Thanks for the question. It's an amazing question, being very honest. Probably this answer will help for many who doubt the ability of Coimbatore, right? Because many times people judge by its cover, right? Everyone talks about Bengaluru, Chennai, Hyderabad, Pune, but the inherent talent that has been built in Coimbatore, it's not very visible, right? One. Second, the entrepreneurship culture that was grown in Coimbatore was never known for many sitting outside India.
Right.
For them, it's dot in the map when you talk about Coimbatore, right? When we acquired a company here in 2016, I was in Pune.
Okay.
Right, part of my company, and after acquisition, I belong to this region. So they told me that, Ravi, why don't you go have a look and get back, because you are the only person who knows about Coimbatore.
Right.
It was a great opportunity given to me, right, and also a big challenge because that organization was operating for close to 16 years.
Okay.
Right, in Coimbatore. When I came in, so I looked at all of that, and we also had some of these challenges around building in tier 1 cities like Pune, right? Every tier 1 city has its challenges in terms of the supply versus demand.
Yes.
Right? Getting the right skill at the right level, at the right cost was a challenge. In spite of all this, the retention of talent was also an issue.
Absolutely.
When you operate out of North, it is very difficult for one to really attract South Indian talent pool and retain them.
Yes.
Right. So these were the key, challenges that we had. When I went back, we said, let's explore. Then I was sent on a temporary assignment here, one to integrate this team.
Okay.
Because it was an engineering ER&D center, right? And we wanted to set up IT as well because we already had a major GCC center in Pune.
Pune.
Right? So when we wanted to set up, first thing is you need to sell Coimbatore to your own management because they don't believe that, because Ravi may be having his own interest in, setting up something in Coimbatore,
Right.
which may not be really deliver the business value, right?
Correct.
So that way I partnered in, I came in, I did a study, I put forth a proposal. I partnered in with teams like KPMG, right? Compared, because I was very confident that Coimbatore is at least to the level 60-70% of the level as compared to any tier 1 cities in India,
Right.
But somebody has to say that, right? The reliable source has to declare that it is capable of doing it. So I compared Coimbatore with with the help of KPMG, compared Coimbatore with Chennai, Bengaluru, Hyderabad, Pune, and published a report with 16 parameters to my management.
Okay.
Then came in a question to say, why only comparing with tier 1 cities, right? What about other tier 2 cities in India?
Right.
Then I was given a task of, comparing 14 tier 2 cities across India, right? We looked at parameters like the cost of operation, the ease of doing business,
Okay.
the talent pool availability, and ease of operation. So these are the key parameters like, the cost index, the ease of doing business, right? The talent pool availability, and
Right.
all these, right? So Coimbatore stood top 3 in
Okay.
most of this compared to other cities like Vizag, Hyderabad, and Mysore, right? Indore, Madurai, Vizag, so all of these cities, right? So then we published. Why Coimbatore? Because Coimbatore, if you talk about a city, those who don't know, right? It's an amazing, wonderful city surrounded by beautiful mountains, right? Having a fantastic water,
Yes.
Sirvani, right? It's known as the world's second sweetest water.
Yes.
Right. So whatever today the industry forums are doing, which I myself did it, right, in terms of promoting Coimbatore, in terms of why this city is, what city is capable of, right, why we should set up something here, right, what would be the business value that we can deliver, right. So that is the dimensions we looked at, right.
Okay.
So the Coimbatore, when I looked at, right, Coimbatore is the second largest city in Tamil Nadu,
Yeah.
right, after Chennai, and fourth largest IT hub across South India. Top 10 cities in India with 84% literacy rate, right? And if you talk about talent pool, you have top 100 plus institution,
Yes.
for higher education,
Yes.
and 150K people get graduated
Every year.
every year,
Yeah.
right? And if you talk about MSMEs, you have close to 25K MSMEs here,
Yeah.
right? 150 MNCs operates out of Coimbatore,
Come.
right? These are the facts which is not transparent to the world.
Yeah.
Right, these are the facts what I put forth as what Coimbatore can do, right? Why we should aim for Coimbatore. Then the question came in, okay, you talk about fresh outs and in-out talent pool is limited. What about the experience and mid-level leadership and all? That's where if you really look at it, the reverse migration, the word
Yes.
what I use, right? Reverse migration. Over last 3 to 4 decades during my studies also, right? We all migrated over cities. Right, migrated over cities, but we were looking opportunities for coming back
Getting
to
back.
close to home.
Yeah.
But thanks to COVID, don't take me wrong, thanks to COVID, because COVID made people to realize the importance of being closer to your home.
Correct.
Really, that started attracting the senior talent pool back in places like Coimbatore.
Correct.
Maybe I will talk more about what we could do in Coimbatore in your subsequent questions. But Coimbatore brings all these flavors of the reverse migration, the existing talent pool availability, ease of doing business, ease of operation, and obviously many a times people also talk about the international community living.
Yeah.
When you talk about MNCs, they'll talk about availability of international schools, international hospitals, international airport. So these are the questions what was thrown at me on my business case. I put forth 3 year strategy. That's how we started.
Okay.
And honestly, thanks to NASCOM, thanks to University in Tamil Nadu and Guidance Tamil Nadu, right? We always acted as a frontier center to host many to Coimbatore.
Yes.
Worked with Guidance Tamil Nadu, worked with NASCOM, part of CIA in task force, right, for GCC. So absolutely, we work together in making this possible.
Okay. So if you were sitting in a global boardroom and evaluating Coimbatore as a destination, these points would form part of your business
No,
case.
absolutely, because as I rightly said, it is dot in the map for many in the world, right? And people don't just believe what is published in papers also.
Correct.
People want to listen people who really experienced it, right?
Correct.
So that way, probably our organization is an example or a success story, great success story to put forth, right? So very first thing is, as I mentioned, right, one is the cost of operation. At any point in time, people look at it. What is the cost of operation? Why would I go? Because Bangalore is well established or Chennai is well established. Why would I go to Coimbatore, right? Every analyst organization may talk about some numbers, but the reality is, if you take Coimbatore any given point in time, between 40 to 50% of real estate cost saving, one of the major cost portion in your GCCs, right? Second, talent pool availability and talent retention. Right?
Yeah, amazing.
It's retention, because retention plays a very critical role. If you take tier 1 cities, attrition goes between 16 to 80%.
Yeah.
But here, if you're able to hire, your retentions are much higher. Probably 94% is what our retention rate, the peak I'm talking about.
Wow.
It is between 94 to 98% retention. It's the other way, it is the attrition
amazing.
of 4 to 6%. Right? Is what we mentioned. Then obviously the important thing also that the support that government extends today, many doesn't know, right? Because the policy that GCC policy is established by Guidance Tamil Nadu, right? The support that we receive from NASCOM, the support of very rich cultural CII exists in Coimbatore. All the backbones for any new GCCs to come in, and honestly, to they don't need to. They can jumpstart rather.
Yes.
They don't need to struggle the way I struggled when 2018. Today, it is absolutely the great time for anyone to start. Coimbatore is all set to start and do a jump start with all this support system in place.
Right. So, in the past couple of episodes, I've been talking to leaders from Coimbatore about Coimbatore as an emerging GCC destination, and that's how it's been branded.
Yes.
What should Coimbatore do from going away from this branding and say that we are already a nationally recognized GCC destination?
Thanks once again, Frederick, for this question, right? It is all about we do more, talk less. That's what Coimbatore is doing.
Okay.
Right? We do more, we talk less, meaning it is very important that we create our visibility. Right? Many times people think only it's a textile, manufacturing, and healthcare and educational hub. Correct. Nobody comes from IT standpoint, because other industries are so big. We forget the fact that GCC already exists. We have close to 40 plus GCCs exist here. Right? One, we don't have a right forum to bring all of them together.
Right.
Which we are recently started working with CII task force. Right? So it is very important that we talk about success stories, that the way we have built. Right? The next question comes, mostly Coimbatore is suitable for only +1 centers. When you talk about +1 center, I have a larger center in tier 1 cities.
Yeah.
How about having a +1 center in Coimbatore, maybe as a shadow or as a backup center and all that. But that was the original thought even for our own organization when we started. But honestly, it cannot be sustained for longer. When you talk about just creating a +1 center, if I do the same thing as what Bangalore is doing, or if I do the same thing as what Chennai is doing, there has to be uniqueness, value delivery from individual center. How do you demonstrate the strength of it, right? That is how the transformation journey comes in when we set up GCC. One. Second, as I said, we need to bring all of this, form a GCC council at a state level.
Right.
Set a GCC council, put a 3 years roadmap, get all these players together, the existing GCCs and their success stories, and the industry forums, industry analysts, right, the universities, and so bringing all of them together, forming a council with a proper roadmap, and creating that visibility among the GCC, because there are several forums available today, right, and world is very small in hands today. As we want to really create that, and also we need to transparently have a playbook published for GCC setup, so that people shouldn't feel that I don't know anything about Coimbatore. Right? So probably that is another important thing, that we need to bring all the strength together and provide support to upcoming GCCs.
Okay. Now that you mentioned playbook, Dexian also has brought out its GCC playbook, and it's available on the website.
Amazing.
Okay. You've built GCCs yourself, centers of excellence and technology centers from the ground up. What separates a good GCC from a truly strategic GCC?
Thanks. See, generally, India was considered as the offshore delivery centers.
Yes.
Right? When I say offshore delivery centers, people used to have all the authorities and what has to be done sitting elsewhere in the world and used to dictate as to what India should do. Right? We broke that over last 2-3 decades. That Indians are more capable and matured and have ability to deliver the value to the business. Right? So it moved from there to captive centers.
Yes.
Then people started calling it as a GICs. Now they call it as a GCCs. Right? A good center typically considered as that as long as you deliver what is already being delivered elsewhere in the world, right? Then they feel that yes, I'm getting delivery of what I was doing it out of other countries at a lower cost in India. And the success was measured only by your size and service delivery, not looked at the business value, right? So that is where the good center stands, right? You have the strong team, listen to what your the power center says, right, and deliver it right. On time, on schedule, with quality and cost, right? And you are measured how big team is, how attrition, and what is the cost element and all that. But the trend is completely, transforming as we talk more and more, right? Because today we don't look at what is your size, right? What is the cost, where you operate, right? Because today we operate mostly hybrid, but at the end of the day, what value you deliver. Right? What value you deliver. So, if you ask about the good center to a great center, right? The great center has to have all these elements of the basics, right? You have a strong talent pool, right roles are available, right skill sets are available, right attitude is built. All the more important is 2 additional factors. 1, 100% cultural harmonization of your parent organization. As a GCC, it's very, very important.
Okay.
You understand your organization culture, right? The organization which I work for has been having 100 years plus legacy. When people enter in, they should never feel that it is different from what in other country. 1. Second, the business value, right? Understanding the business of your parent organization, because GCC purpose is not delivering software, and we are not a software delivery organization, right? And we need to act as a real bridge between your business and IT.
Yes.
Right. So that way, 1, having the fundamentals right, right roles, right resources, right people in place at the right cost and quality and schedule on all of that element. Cultural harmonization, business value plays another important role, and the right partner ecosystem, because the partner plays a major role. That is again advantage of Coimbatore, right? If you talk about partner ecosystem for any GCCs to be operate, 1, you talk about universities, because that is one source of talent pool, and what is expected migrant talent pool available for you, and proximity to Coimbatore. If we talk about Chennai, Bengaluru, Kochi, was very close, easy to attract people and retain here, right? Third, industry bodies like CAI, NASSCOM, so that, and the industry forums, right? As a GCC, every time you evaluate yourself, are you doing it right, right? What are the success stories of others, right? And what challenges others are facing, right? So that way you are, 1, sharing the best practices, 2nd, you are learning it from them. So time and again you are validating yourself. So then how well you are, working with government bodies. Like for example, Invest in Tamil Nadu or Guidance Tamil Nadu and all these people. Today there are well-defined policies and also subsidies and schemes available. It's again how much you can use it, right? So that is very, very important. So that way, the great GCC should have all these elements, including having a innovation hub. Right. So we moved, for example, every GCC leader should think about when they set up a GCC. It's very pivotal to say design, build, operate,
transfer,
and stabilize your operations, right? With the right people, cost, and all of that. Beyond that, what is next? That's where it comes, how unique your centers are. Right? And what value you deliver. So what we particularly did, many doesn't know, many don't believe that, data engineers can be, hired here. Data scientists can be hired in Coimbatore, right? I have set up a very strong team of data scientists, artificial intelligence, AI engineers, AI analysts out of Coimbatore, set up of 50 plus people.
Wow.
Then I have built a cyber security, having a discussion with my business heads, right? They asked me a question asking, all my cyber security team sits elsewhere in the world. Ravi, do you think that we can do something out of India? A simple thing. I made him to travel. I said, John, you travel here for a couple of days. I'll be with you. Then let's take a call. Right? So I brought him, did a kind of, basically you need to bring them confidence in the business. that, yes, we can do it, right? So I made him to do two things. One, look at the institutions and universities available here in Tamil Nadu, right? I spent 2 days with the top institutions, those who are studying cybersecurity. He was highly impressed. And in fact, he took a copy of curriculum, said in states we don't have such, curriculums, right? Then I took them to top tier service partners, exist in Coimbatore, to say, to jumpstart, this is how I'm going to play. I'm going to have 2 people from our side and 4 from partner and 6 from the institution, where they have 13 months of internship, right? 13 months of internship is absolutely a good time for validating an individual's ability, right? So with this combination, we built a cybersecurity COE out of Coimbatore and, prepared niche and nimble centers across other places, and we were able to deliver to the globe.
Okay.
Right?
That's
so
awesome.
That way, Coimbatore is capable of doing more. Only myth, what we have been seeing is people talking about resource cost.
Right.
Right? If you go to Coimbatore, if you go to tier 2 city, you get 20% less. It never happens.
No.
It never happens because nobody wants to, compromise in their salary and come in India, because I never seen people, yet to have that maturity or attitude, right? Always they expect. So salaries are, we don't distinguish salaries, because if you see the difference is very, very, compared to other benefits what you can get in Coimbatore with the resource cost, right? You don't worry about resource cost.
Yeah.
Right? The net, you'll be able to have better cost of operation, per capita cost out of Coimbatore, with a better retention of resources and, major deliverables.
Yeah.
So this is exactly what I see a great center to summarize. One, beyond having a day-to-day operations, you need to have, very, very structured partner ecosystem, not just service delivery partner.
Correct.
Then you need to have, specialization within your own centers to demonstrate that innovation. All the more important is building the stakeholder confidence from day one that you build your center, right? Because your at the end of the day, they are the people who fund, they are the people who provide budget for you, right? As long as you really have the confidence in them, you can make it successful.
Absolutely.
That's how the good and great, the GCCs differs.
Okay. You might have answered this question already, because you talked about innovation hubs. So, what stage does a GCC stop being viewed as a offshore delivery center and start becoming a business critical innovation hub?
See, every organization has its own roles to play. Most of the time, if you see many MNCs today, the business manages IT. The business sitting elsewhere, their core competency and the core business is different, but they have centers here or partners here.
Yes.
But they are managed by the business. When they manage without knowing what IT is all about, that's exactly the role that GCC should play as a bridge between your business and IT. Right? So we don't need to really, create battalion of people, create so many inventions, right, to have a GCC here.
Yeah.
Right? So that way it is very, very important that you really understand that you need to build, operate, and continuous transformation is very, very, very important as a GCC, because you need to absolutely clear about from now to, because sustainable initiatives, many times what people should not do, rather I would say, right? Don't think you are a software development center.
Yeah.
Right? Don't compete with service providers. Right? So rather you partner in with them, get best out of partners and deliver.
Correct.
Right? So that is actually the next step, right?
So
don't reinvent wheels. Many times artificial intelligence have come, so I will set up a team, get me a funding and let me do an R&D, right? That is not the purpose. That is not the core competency of a GCC. Rather, GCCs has to understand what is your business, what is your organizational priority, where your organization's maturity as of today, when you should adopt what.
Correct.
Right? So having this clarity and proper roadmap, right, in your strategies, right, taking in alignment with your business and the business side of it is how you should move along with your partners.
Right.
That's my.
You're suggesting co-creation.
Co-creation, yes.
And you also talked about transformation.
Yes.
How should GCC leaders look at, or how should they balance automation versus workforce transformation?
Great question. Because I'll tell you, as I was answering other question, I was talking about business managing IT. right? Since I come with experience of both services,
Yeah.
product,
Mm-hmm.
GCC, and all these flavors, right? Fundamentals also many a times were missing, right? When I joined 10 years ago, in about 8 months' time, I was able to give back 13.5 million saving
Wow.
year over year for 3 years,
That's a lot.
right? by putting a small initiative of licenses, software licenses harmonization and centralization. Right? We had more than 25 plus different set of licenses,
Okay.
right, across the world. So every service partner comes, the service provider says, go for this licenses. So what it will cost is what business will ask. Okay, it will cost me 100K. No problem. This year I have a budget. Let me approve. Right? You keep buying licenses everywhere in the world because we were operating out of close to 100 plus countries.
Okay.
Right? Buying licenses everywhere in the world, and there is a separate team manages the software and licenses. They continue manage these licenses, continue paying indirectly, knowing that we are losing a lot of money.
Right.
So what we did was that we did complete analysis, brought out all the details, right? Harmonized what is required for your future architecture, so that the future ready tool sets and the license has to be planned. When you operate out of India, another important thing that you can also look at it, licenses are global licenses today.
Yes.
Right? You can buy from anywhere in the world and leverage across the world. Buying licenses in emerging countries like India, buying licenses in France, there is a huge difference.
Absolutely.
Right? Probably your renewal cost is what your purchase cost itself. So that way there is a great potential to deliver value to the business being a GCC as an innovation hub.
Correct. So one of the services Dexian offers also is around harmonizing licenses. And standardizing across.
It's very important,
Yes.
because people should know having the AI and automation, right? So automation exists over 30-40 decades.
Right.
It's not something new. Similarly, if you talk about artificial intelligence, it's all started long way back, right? Today it got traction, right? And you definitely be on top of it.
Yeah.
Try to leverage optimal level in automation AI. Ensure that it is making business sense.
Correct.
Right? Don't adopt, implement automation or AI just because somebody else is doing.
Right.
Right? It has to be really validated and automate for sustainability.
Yes.
Right? Don't automate for that tactical, business needs.
Right.
Right? So that way, adoption of AI, adoption of automation is very crucial, very fundamental. That's where many people, talk about. I do a lot of research, setting up something on AI and doing, my in-house, building some tools, technology. That's where you need to be very, very clear that where your energy and effort should go, right? And you are not a software center. You don't need to do any software R&D. You need to look at what is available already in the market,
Correct.
right? How you can leverage, how you can really customize to your benefit, right? Ensure that you adopt and deliver value to your business.
Right.
So this is my
Okay. So in today's changing environments, how can organizations develop leaders capable of managing globally distributed teams?
I said one point, the good and great GCCs.
Yes.
Right? It is cultural harmonization plays a major role for building a successful GCCs. Because what we have seen, the typical challenges when we build GCC is that we hire people from service companies. Right? We many a times, even so-called tier one in tier one cities, we never learned say no for a wrong thing. Right?
Yeah.
So GCC must have that attitude of whom you are working and what is your objective, what is your core business, right? And how you adopt software and deliver value to your business. Right? So many times we hire from services. People come, if they join from a company X, they carry that culture.
Yes.
Right? If they always talk about, no, this company is good, but every company has its own heritage of cultural elements. It is very important that you understand, you bring technology, you learn culture, adopt earliest possible within that organization.
Yes.
Right? So you need to culturally harmonize and people should understand the business value. Third, have short-term travels planned for the key high-value resources. right? Always have very well in advance identify N-1s for your leadership at every level in the hierarchy, right? Having been identified, train, mentor, coach, and provide opportunity for them to practice.
Yes.
Right. Third, make people to travel across the world. Though it's a short term, you may feel from operational cost standpoint there is an expense, but it's an investment from my perspective. If you go to the field of your own parent organization and spend a couple of weeks along with your business, you understand whom you are working and what for you are working.
Correct.
Your delays and defects, how impactful it is to the business.
Correct.
Right. On the other hand, make the people sitting in other centers to come in here. Right. So that way, people traveling in the beginning when you are setting up the center, right, make more people transfer from elsewhere to here and make your team travel to other centers. Spend on a short-term way. That way, you really bring in the cultural element within and accountability within and understanding of what business you are delivering the solutions. Right. Then gradually, making them practice, what as an organization. So it's very easy for us to having those high value, high potential people identified and transforming to the potential leaders and giving opportunity. While I say this, we also have another key challenge here. Every time in IT, people expect after every 3 years, I need a promotion. Right? The promotions are looked at merely a title. I was a software engineer, I wanted to be a lead. I'm a lead, I wanted to be a manager. I'm a manager, I wanted to be this. These are the roles. Right? So in GCC, when we build, when we operate, we need to seriously look at hire right people for attitude than technology. The technology can be taught. The attitude is very difficult to thought. Right? And bring in the cultural value within people. So the continuous upskilling is very key and rotation of people in various roles is very, very important. Right? Then, just giving false promises because you will continue getting people, continue losing people. Right. So that way it is very important to, hire the sustainable number of headcount, have right roles that is going to exist for a longer period of time within GCC, so that you have right GCCs are built with the right accountability as a team.
Okay, great. Somebody I was talking to earlier was saying about the ask formula. Knowledge, you develop knowledge which will bring you skills, but the attitude decides where you go from.
Absolutely. The great example is AI. So I said technology can be taught. We hire for attitude, right? Because when I started my own career 33 years before, I was a shell programmer, embedded system programmer. Then moved from systems to application programming with COBOL, AS400, mainframes and all that. Then moved back to Java and .NET, C, C++, right? We talked about microservices. Today we all talk about anything on AI, anything on data science, right? So technology can be learned, technology can be taught, but the attitude of learning, attitude of delivering value, attitude of working together, these are very, very important element, right? And accept good things from wherever it comes from, whichever, whether you're a partner, because you have good universities, good service providers, and again, many GCCs also has to be very cost conscious for sustainability standpoint, right? Maybe I will, that is one of my experience in the past, because I started maybe very fortunate person to start very early in the life cycle of GCC. 90s is when I started working for GCCs in Bengaluru, very early days. Those ways, I would rather say it was very highly paid job, very highly paid job, and very choosy about people, right? Don't compromise on which institution you come from and all that. But then over a period of time, if you look at the dynamics have completely changed.
So talking about dynamics, you've been actively involved with the GCC ecosystem, working with industry bodies like CII or NASSCOM and other leadership forums. Why is ecosystem collaboration so important?
So two elements I would answer. Personally, every human wants to give back to the society. Never keep your learnings within, right? So that is my intention from personal side, that I wanted to give back to the society, right? Where I studied in 80s year, right? And I brought up in Tamil Nadu, lived all my life in Bangalore, right? So almost I worked with across South and North, right? I try to give back to society as Indian, right? How much ever that possible. That way, it is very important that you contribute to these without looking at from personal standpoint.
Okay.
But professionally, it is very, very, very pivotal for every GCC leader to be part of this, because many GCCs start very sweet, growing over a period of time. If you see, they get very easily outdated, right? The salaries, the cost of operation gets bulky. Then they end up losing the entire GCC to one of the service providers, right? So many GCCs got absorbed by many service providers in my own the past experience, because whatever you do at the end of the day as a GCC, your core competency is not software. You set up a software center here, but if you're not cost conscious, you end up losing, right?
Correct.
No CEO wants to bring down their share value by doing this.
Correct.
So that way, it is very important you being very cost conscious, and also ensure that your maturity and your standard of operation, right? Across people, process, tools, technology, communication, governance, right? How are you operating as GCC? Unless you go mingle with the ecosystem, you don't understand how others are operating.
Yes.
Right? Unfortunately, we don't have a model like GCC maturity model, right? Like CMM1, right? We definitely need one. We talk so much about GCC. We talk about everyone talks about GCC, and everyone talks about tier 1, 2, 3, and all of that. But then ultimately, we don't have a yardstick to measure the GCC's maturity, right? We cannot compare with the Infosys of the world, Wipros of the world, or TCS of the world, because their purpose is different as an organization than a GCC center.
Yes.
Right? How do you start? Right? So that's where I said you need to have 3 or 4 strategic plan in the beginning, well in advance, for you to be, a sustainable GCC.
Okay. We recently participated in a conference, Reimagine GCCs 2030.
Yes.
Could you think back and tell us again how the GCC model will look like by then?
So if you currently look at, we are about close to 1900 GCCs exist in India, right? And we expect at least 2200 by 2030.
Yeah.
Right? And if you take most of the tier 1 MNCs, we have their existence in India. Right? The probability or potential GCCs that can do here in India is 1 +1 centers. When I say +1 center, from ease of operation, ease of attraction of talent pool and retention, right? Also from take cost advantage, then taking the BCP perspective, business continuity standpoint. It is very important that people start thinking about more than one center in India, right? Definitely that's going to happen, but GCCs are going to be very niche and nimble, not having battalion of people, right? Very niche and nimble, and they're going to redefine the roles, right? The roles are going to be, people should get upskilled, cross-skilled, and learn how to complement the human intelligence to the artificial intelligence, right? How do you start working together with machines, right? That is another element that is expected by 2030. And fifth point, better partner ecosystem, and partners really work as a partners than service providers. There is a huge difference, right? How do you bring that attitude within your partners? How you consider your service providers as a partner? Because there is a huge difference. When I say partner, my partner understands my business, the purpose that GCC exists here, because every GCC is not set for single purpose. Right? There is a purpose behind every organization having a GCC in place. That way, you make your service provider understand why am I partnering with you? What type of partner is required where? Right? And your partnership with all the elements as I discussed earlier, right? It is very, very important. That is going to get transformed by 2030. Then people will look at what value I deliver, then how big I am in terms of cost, in terms of numbers. Right? So the key roles are going to be retained with them, because knowledge internalization is something which is very, very key for GCCs to be sustained for longer.
Yeah.
Right? You cannot outsource the knowledge. Insourcing knowledge of your own is going to be challenged.
Yes.
That's exactly the transformation path which we came across last 10 years. We were the organization almost 80-90% outsourced.
Okay.
We don't even know our own tools, our own architecture, our own software, our own delivery model, because we have partners. The partners, meaning service providers, who delivers it and a managed services model. But it's not going to work anymore. Not going to work anymore in the world of, because agility to the business is very, very key. Right. So that way it is very important by 2030, right? The dynamics of the GCC role itself is going to change.
Okay.
Right? So that's my perspective, and that was my learning and hearing from many.
Okay. So I can see a sparkle when you say the role is changing.
Absolutely.
So what excites you most about India's role in the global GCC landscape?
Once again, it's an amazing question for me. People like us, when IT started booming up in India or in the world beyond their power centers of organizations, probably the Indians picked up very fast. We had that hungry drive towards learning and delivering, and we also have our own principles and values.
Yes.
Right, and we deliver. So that way, Indians and India cannot be avoided. Whatever you talk about in future, right?
Yeah.
Indians and India is going to play a major role, right? India is going to build frontier GCCs, right? Define innovation hubs, build technology COEs within.
Okay.
Want to create a niche and nimble GCCs across the world, which is going to be managed by India.
Wow.
To the business.
Okay.
Right. So that is what my experience has been. That is what my discussions has been. That is what I foresee as the future of GCCs in India. Okay. And India is going to play a major role in this transformation journey of GCC. Right. Also, not every GCC wants the technology transformation. Right. The upcoming 2030, we were talking about at least another 400 to 500 GCCs is going to come up. Many of them are SMBs, the small and medium business. For them, my cost of operation at Europe is high. I'm not worried about, you adopt AI or automation or, cloud. For me, would you be able to bring my cost arbitrage? Because that confidence is started building across the world. That's the reason why this hype about, I wouldn't call it as a hype, the momentum about GCC today.
Okay.
Right? Because everyone started realizing when the large, Fortune 500s can operate out of India, why not me? Right? So that way, the upcoming new GCCs predominantly is going to be, SMBs.
Correct.
1+1 centers. Third, the tier 2 cities have 30 to 40% more opportunities of setting up centers, right? Than tier 1 cities.
Okay. So when that happens, what capability should organizations look for in strategic partners supporting the GCC growth?
GCC itself is not a software delivery centers.
Right.
It is not our core competency. Right? You need to look at the dynamics in the partnership model. Right? It is like, how do you consume the industry maturity on technology in whichever the way or form that you believe in through our partners, get the right partners. And create incubations among top institutions, universities having good partnership with them, right? So that you are building the future ready resources, right? Have a different engagement model with your partners and service providers, right? And service providers has to be taught, or they need to learn to behave like a partner than a service provider.
Right.
It is not selling a managed services deal and working for 5 hours and going away, right? So probably there is completely a shift is going to happen from attitude standpoint.
Correct.
How they are going to engage with GCCs, right? Work as a partner, because GCC's core competency is not in software. The partner brings in that value. How do we partner in? How do I understand your business, right? How I can bring the technology maturity from my side. How we can partner in deliver value to your business. And they should be part of your strategic discussions in your IT roadmap as a partner than a service provider. So that is the shift is going to happen from the service delivery teams to a partner
Right.
ecosystem.
So time and again, you've been repeating this partners, how to work with them, the strategize the partnerships. So we also talked about co-creation. So how important is co-creation between GCCs and the service providers in accelerating innovation?
See, most of the service providers are pioneers in doing all these things. Be it be processes, life cycle model, DevOps, right? Many accelerators, IPs. So they have many things have been created. It is available, right? At a different levels. Like we talk about tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 cities, you also have tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 partners.
Right.
Adopt the right partner at the right cost for a right technology. That is very key, so that you are optimizing your operational efficiency. Getting the right partner is very, very important.
Yeah.
And right partner with the right product and accelerators and IP, and with the right engagement. Meaning, how do I consume your IP accelerator? Who's going to own it after I spend about 3 years, 5 years time frame?
Correct.
So that way the co-creation is very, very key. Then you are creating something from ground up, which is not your core competency. Unless it is sustainable for next 2 decades for your organization or 1 decade for your organization, I generally don't recommend that we go for and do something around AI and build for this and we maintain it. Right? Rather, I look at all my existing stalwarts, the existing products available, the IPs and accelerators available around me, get exposure to it, bring that and see how we can, what is best for you as a GCC, how you can engage with your partner, right, and create something which is unique for your business.
Right.
That's how the co-creation is going to really support then you creating it.
Okay, absolutely. Do not reinvent the wheel.
Absolutely not required. Please don't reinvent the wheel, and it is not worth unless it's creating a business value for you, right? For every single dollar investment, because you are not working with IT as a GCC. You are working with your business, right? Business has trust on you as a GCC that you are all the experts in what you are doing, right? When that trust is there and it is gained over a period of time, you need to do the right thing for your organization back.
Correct. So you've been involved in building companies from the ground up,
Yes.
Setting up centers of excellence, working with ecosystem partners, industry bodies. You're also an organic farmer. How is that even possible?
So Fred, being very honest, in the race of corporate, right, in the horse race, first 3 horses only gets garlands every time.
Yes.
And if you are not that first 3 horses in the corporate, personally, I feel that I'm unfit to what I do, right? But in every single role I take, right, you are accountable for it and ensure that you do your best to make it successful.
Yes.
While I do that, many times you forget what is your passion. What is that you are giving back to the place, the mother earth where you born bottom, right? So my intention of doing that was two critical things which are very personal, close to heart to me. One, the rural education and employment, right? My father was a farmer. He underwent all the hardship to make me what I am today. Right? Many such fathers even today in rural villages struggle, right? Giving their hardship, don't know what their kids to do.
Yes.
Right? So I act as a mentor, coach, guide. At least I meet 10 to 15 people in villages.
Okay.
Right? I'm still part of my school where I studied in 80s. I'm part of the Namma Ur Nammas Palli.
Okay.
Right? I'm an SMC there, the school management committee. Right? You feel very heartfelt when you give back.
Give back. Yeah.
Right? One. Second, the agriculture is going to be the future. I don't know how many believes in it, but I strongly believe that the farming, the agriculture has to be supported by every single individual. Realize what we eat, how it is getting to your plate.
Yes.
Right? And we are all affordable places. Right? My grandfather was a great farmer. Right? I never been doing farming, but I know what farming is. But then I wanted to ensure that I can attempt, fail, I can make it successful. But not many poor farmers are affordable.
Okay.
Right? With our knowledge of managing the stakeholders, we can go to any level in India, get the best thing out of the agriculture, horticulture, the government, the secretaries, right? With the government of India, even the banks and everything possible for empowerment of agriculture.
Right.
I never seen a poor farmer standing in front of the bank for a, the agricultural loan or doing something around agricultural benefit.
Correct.
Right. So that way, in my opinion, it is important for me personally that this is my passion, where I felt I need to definitely do something around this when I'm young, energetic, while I pursue my career. The same importance, because I don't think there is a retirement for a human as long as they live.
Yes.
Right. So that's what I'm a strong believer in. That's the reason why, while I do, because I generally convert opportunity as a passion. So whatever role I play,
Okay.
many people doubt whether he can deliver, because I played most of the roles, right? Typically, with I don't know, I'm a very blessed person or a fortunate person to make it successful.
Okay.
From beginning, right, when I started with my Deutsche Bank journey in 90s, right, I built a team of about 100 people. Then I joined HP, where I pulled out 10 people. When I quit, that portfolio was having close to 5,800 people.
Wow.
I set up center across 5 countries: India, China, Philippines, Poland, Warsaw, and Toronto. Right, having around 7 centers. Right, used to have 2 international travels a week.
Oh.
Right, so probably 300, 400 consulting deals I have done it. Large proposals working for such a large organization out of India. We built close to 38,000 people in India for HP.
Okay.
Right, multiple acquisition after acquisition. Right, there again I built a team. Then I joined another organization, so I got an opportunity to build from ground up.
Correct.
The same thing has happened in the Slumberjee, where I started in part of leadership in Pune. We built a team close to 1,400 people. Right, with that credibility, they want me to set up everything from grassroots here in Coimbatore.
Right.
We could able to build close to 500-member team. So that was my journey. An answer to your question on farming and my passion, because I strongly believe that every individual keep their profession. While profession is very important for us, right, personal elements are also equally important for everyone. Right, at least spare 5 to 10% of your effort in doing that to empower the rural community. Right, when we talk about tier 2 city, in one way that is also my close to heart thing, because this is the place where I studied under Bhartiyar. Right, I want to ensure that I give back to the location. Right, so that way it is very important. People should, because also the mindset of individuals have changed post COVID. Right, people even today, if you talk about Coimbatore, last week we organized one of these roundtables. Right, so by CII, SLB, and Coimbatore Next. Right, when we invited many people at a leadership sitting elsewhere in the world, no relevance to Coimbatore, said they wanted to attend because they studied in Coimbatore or they brought up in Coimbatore. Hey, how can I give back? Right, so that is always within, but this is an opportunity for us to really give back to society.
Absolutely.
Right.
I think we need to have a separate session on your organic farming, because Dexian has an entire department focused on data-driven agriculture.
Wow.
So we should talk again.
No, that is my passion. I've been investing a lot of time and effort. I'm more than happy to give my experience and share my experience.
Sure.
Right, from a corporate leader to a farmer.
Yes.
It's really a completely different dynamic.
Yeah.
Right.
And let's see how we can bring AI into agriculture.
Definitely.
Right. So looking back at your very long and illustrious journey, what leadership principle has remained constant throughout?
See, as I said, you should be a change catalyst. Right? You should be dynamic. You should be a quick learner.
Okay.
Right? You build your own principles, the way you work, the way you deliver, the way because these are the fundamentals of leadership. Right? And walk the talk. Right? When you build a center, when you wanted to bring in the transformation, when you wanted to bring in the cultural harmonization, you don't preach, practice the culture.
Right.
Right? People follow you. Right? So that way, people are very key.
Correct.
There is no threshold or saturation point. You need to fix your threshold time and again. Right? For every GCC or any role that you play as a leader.
Correct.
It is very important you self-evaluate, compare who's your peers, at what standard you want to operate, right? And have third eye principle of somebody else is validating what you are doing as well.
Correct.
Right? And be collaborative with your key stakeholders, because the people and your customers and your stakeholders are 3 key things. While cost is very important, your people, right, bringing the right culture, taking care of your people, they'll take care of your deliverables. One, right, taking care, understanding your client expectation and delivering to their value is very, very important to retention. Third, ensure that your stakeholders are taken together, right, in the journey of your leadership is very important in whatever initiative, in whichever form and way you do it, because the stakeholder, expectation management is very, very key, right? So the people, the customer, the stakeholder, including your, the cost.
Right.
These are the 4 key elements, what I believe. And never give up.
Okay.
It's an attitude, right? Because leadership, in my perspective, is an attitude one should build and practice.
Awesome.
Right.
Wonderful insights from the gentleman here, Ravi, who has built organizations from the ground up, scaled them phenomenally, and yet he has time to come and talk to us and share his insights. Thank you, Ravi, so much for your time and insights. We really enjoyed it. I hope it will be useful for a lot of listeners who want to set up GCCs in Coimbatore and in India generally. As a token of appreciation for your time and insights, please accept this hamper from Dexian.
Thank you, Fred and team. It's an amazing opportunity for me to talk. Thanks for the wonderful questions that you framed.
Sure.
Right. Thank you so much.
So that was Mr. Ravichandran and Fredricks John at Dexian Talks GCC Series Coimbatore. The conversation they had was very insightful and incredibly valuable. Mr. Ravichandran's journey shows how GCC can evolve from delivery centers into strategic engine of innovation, capability building, and the business impact. For everybody who's watching us out there, thank you so much for watching us, and we will see you in another episode of Dexian Talks, initiative by Dexian India. Thank you.
We are Dexian, in the business for good.